Nico, how has this summer been for you?
The summer has been great. I had a great vacation of 2 weeks in Spain, spent with my girlfriend, and some days with my family as well before leaving. So it was pretty nice and pretty needed after a hard season.
Are you able to just let everything go and then do a vacation and then not think about CSGO?
I think it's very hard to let everything go, especially when there's like roster changes happening in the team. You kind of have to think about CS and the team, or how you want to approach the next season. Also, you need to think about like yourself individually, like how you want to play, what you want to work on yourself, and those kind of things. So I think it's very hard to take like a full month of not thinking about the game, but obviously I try to, for as many as possible days, to just like leave the phone away, not think about anything. But in the end, like, CS is our lives, and yeah, I gotta think about it.
So the days you were thinking about it, what were you thinking about in terms of CS?
I can't like remember exactly. Obviously, the first thing that was going to my head is like, who are we gonna be playing with for the next season? Because there was a lot of uncertainty until like last couple of days. So I was just like waiting for my coaching staff to let me know like what was going on, and who are we gonna be going with, and so on. So that was obviously one of my like priorities, obviously, but also like how I could play better, because I don't think I had the best half of the season so far. So I have been thinking about it, of how I should regain my confidence, or like regain the performance that I was having the end of the last year. And I think that's pretty much all that I can remember. Yeah.
How much pressure is there on a guy like you leading a team like G2 as the star player? Do you feel any pressure?
When I joined the team, I did not feel too much pressure, because I knew like once I joined that I'm gonna deliver, like from my side. But then once like roster changes started to happen, that was when like the pressure began, because everyone thinks that like I'm the one in charge of all the roster changes. I'm the one who is deciding everything on the team, that I'm the one responsible basically for whatever is happening in the team. It's just me, and it has been like that for, well, I mean, people has been talking like that for a while. So that's the only pressure that I have. But other than that, like as I said, when I joined G2, like it was all up to me, like, and I know that I am capable of delivering performances, so I was not worried about it, right? I came into the roster that was already kind of complete, and I just came and I played my game, right? But obviously that roster that we had was not able to lift a trophy, so we were forced to make some changes, and then yeah, the last roster that we have been with was not so successful, and I think some changes were definitely necessary in the team. But yeah, I mean, the pressure will always be there. Once like you don't deliver, people expect out of you to like be at the top all the time, to lift trophies. It's what like kind of people set expectations like when you join the team, but also like the G2 as an organization as well, kind of like it's been a while since they lifted a trophy, you know. So it just kind of like you can say that we have time, like, you know, we are not in a hurry, but we all know that like G2 is in kind of a need to lift a trophy, you know. So there's a pressure, but I think it's all about how you deal with it, and I think it's just about how you deal with it. I think every team has the pressure, and you just need to find the best way how to handle it.
And so, Nico, once and for all, how much saying do you have in what happens with the roster? Which players goes in and which players goes out?
I think that I have as much saying as pretty much every other player on the team. I don't have any like upper hand or anything. Obviously, I am the kind of a star player in the team, so like they ask my suggestion and I say what I think, but I was never the one who decided who should we bring or who should be out of the team, right? And I think that that works like for every team. It's in every team like that, and it was like that in FaZe. It's like that in G2. So it's never me deciding who is out, who is in, who is leading, who is not. It's never been like that. So I just have as enough responsibility, or as much responsibility as any other player on the team.
And you guys at G2 are always good to make memes about it and videos and stuff like that. But is it something that gets to you, that people kind of thinks that you have all these things to say and all these things to do, and you're the one making all the decisions?
I mean, the tough part is for me. It's only like when people like make up something about you that they don't even know what they're talking about. It's just like one guy says something, and then just like 10 other guys are gonna be like, yeah, that's, you know, it's like that. I don't know, he's showing a lot of camera. So like everyone just feel like if one guy says something, like everyone else is gonna like jump on the train, you know, and everyone's gonna make that assumption. But like there's not a single evidence that I am that kind of a guy, for example, like that they are talking about, you know. So they're just like kind of people created a wrong picture, and then everyone's just like on the train, you know. Everyone's like, it's like that, you know, which is fine. I think it's kind of normal as well when like you are underperforming as a team and individually. But I think once we start lifting trophies, and once I go back to being the player I was, they're all gonna shut up.
Was it tough saying goodbye to JACKZ?
Yeah, obviously saying bye to JACKZ, it's been tough. He's like, he was not just a teammate, normal teammate. He was obviously our very close friend. Yeah, I've been with him on the team maybe like 1.5 years, but Hunter, for example, he has been ever since he joined, so it was like maybe like 3 years. But you just create some sort of connection with JACKZ because he's just like a super nice human, and he's just a very cool guy to have around, and you just like create connection like between each other. And it's unusual to not have him in the team, but I think this is the best for both us and him. I think he's gonna find himself more comfortable, and like he's gonna be enjoying more CS playing in the French scene.
So bringing in JACKZ and HooXi, first of all, JACKZ, what does he bring to the team, do you think?
I think the biggest reason why we brought JACKZ to the team is because we really want to have a stable anchor. Like we really want to have a guy that we can sort of like that FaZe has drops, or like, let's say, just like we needed like a pillar in the team, and I think that's what JACKZ can bring to us. What we have seen of him, like in previous lineups, even in FaZe, where the one tournament he played at, he always looked like a very stable player, and that's what we were looking for, because we never really had a amazing anchor, but Nexa, and then once Nexa left, it was hard to replace him. So we just had to find that kind of a player, and I think JACKZ fits that role perfectly. And I think he has proven himself multiple times, and he can deliver on the big stages and on big games as well. So yeah, I think he's perfect fit for us.
And he's been out for some time. Is there some rust that needs to be polished off, or can you feel the hunger from him?
I think we can definitely see the hunger. We have just had a 2-week boot camp, and he has been working every single day, watching demos, playing all the time, which I was really surprised with, that he's still, like, he's been on the game for a while, you know, even though he maybe is not, how to say, maybe it's not like as popular, not popular, but like, I don't know, maybe people don't really talk too much about him, especially lately, because he was out on the bench for like a year almost. So I was really surprised that like he's like super hungry, like he's always like watching, always like trying to find the room for improvement. And he's also like super nice guy to have around, like he's very chill, but like kind of funny as well. So yeah, I'm positively surprised with him for these 20 days. So yeah.
You brought in HooXi. What kind of style do you anticipate that he will bring to this roster?
When we first looked at like HooXi. I think he, or at least me, he reminded me a lot of Kerrigan, for example, of the way he was playing, sacrificing for the team, but also like calling in general. Like when we were watching Copenhagen Flames, like they were having a kind of a loose style, but also some sort of like structure that you also need to have in the team. But you could really see that like he was the guy that was willing to do everything for the team and willing to sacrifice everything in order to, for his like players to shine, and just in order like to sacrifice to win, basically, you know. And I think that was our like biggest priority. Like if we would have already brought JACKZ, we would have 4 very, very good like players on the team, right? And we really needed one guy who would actually be fine with sacrificing with some roles or like entering for us. So he just was perfect fit for us, I would say, in terms of that. So I think right now, like I think we have perfect roles in the team, and yeah, as I said, I think we were just looking for a guy that was willing to sacrifice, as I already mentioned, and I think HooXi is the perfect guy for us.
So Nico, what can we expect from this G2 side already here at Blast? What do you expect from yourself here? You are going to face Liquid?
I don't want to set any expectations for ourselves. I think we made a mistake for the previous lineup, that like as soon as we brought Aleksi and Manesi, we were like, okay, now we need to win trophies, you know, it's gonna happen as soon as possible and so on. I think with this lineup, I think it's gonna take even much more time, and I don't set any expectations. Obviously, we want to do good. Obviously, it can happen that we can win a tournament, but it can also happen that we can lose, you know, a couple of games, we can be out. So there are no expectations. It's about like learning experience for us, especially for this tournament, like group stage. It's 3 best of 1s. We can win all 3, but I think we can also maybe lose 2 games. So it's just about how we deal with it after, and what we can take away from the losses or from the wins that we are going to be having here. And the goal, I would say, is just to be as ready as possible for the major. And then like on the major, I think every team, like no matter how ready you are, you're aiming to win a major, basically, you know. So I think we're going to do everything in order to be ready to lift a trophy in major, but it's still unrealistic that we are going to be kind of contenders for the major trophy. But obviously, when you are at the major, obviously you need to get there first. But if we get to the major, like everyone wants to win it. So there is no set expectations for us for like the first 2-3 tournaments. It's just getting to know each other, create like kind of foundation of how you want to play, and then just build on top of it and try to improve every single game, every single event, and then we'll see how it goes.